I have something that I am so excited to talk about. In fact, I'm so excited to talk about this. I want to do a whole series on it because I think it's so important and it's so topical, especially for entrepreneurs. And that is the topic of businesses and marriages or relationships succeed and fail for the same reasons. Okay, so businesses succeed and fail, and relationships succeed and fail for the same reasons. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this because intuitively, we have definitely an understanding of the fact that in business, we have multiple layers, right? We've got customers and we need to be delivering either a service or a product to those customers. And in relationships, we have we also have a customer. It's our partner, and we have to pay attention to the very same things. Now, the other layer in business, especially if you have a larger business or a business that's not just you working, like solopreneurship, but you also have the added layer of ensuring that the people that you work with also experience these same four things. So let's start by talking about what it is that makes relationships successful and what is it that makes your business successful. And the very first thing is that, people in relationships, all of us want to be seen. We all want to be seen. We want to know that our partners are paying attention to us. We want to have the security that our partners will observe us and know, based on what they're observing, what it is that we're all about. And that shows up in all sorts of ways. It shows up in how our partners relate to us. So what are some of the ways that we are seen by our partners? Our partners are going to respond to our love language, right? Or our preferences because they pay attention. They pay attention to us, they observe us, they know what our preferences are by looking at what we're choosing. The same is true in business. You've got to know your customer well enough to see them, to be able to see what they need even before they may know what they may need, right? That's our jobs as business owners, is to really see our customers. It's also really important for us to see the people that work with us. We've got to be able to understand what their preferences are. We have to be able to track, based on their behavior and our observance of their behavior, what it is that they like, what's going to motivate them, what is it that they prefer to do and not do in your business that you can encourage them to do, right? If that's their job duty. How do you encourage someone based on how you observe them, right? What are the ways that they respond to things? And you've got to be able to observe and see all those layers. You've got to be able to see the layer of your customer. You've got to be able to see the layer of the people who work with you. And then additionally, the same is true in relationships. You've got to be able to see your partner and then demonstrate that you see your partner by responding to them in the ways that they prefer. The other thing I think that's really, really important for us to pay attention to, which is a principle that everybody wants in relationship, in addition to being seen, is to be heard, right? We use communication or I should say, we communicate in many different ways. We communicate, obviously, through our behavior, right? Which is the importance of what I just talked about, being seen. Additionally, we communicate quite directly with words. And so what are some of the ways that we can demonstrate to our partners, our customers, and the people that work with us that we are hearing them? So when I begin my work with couples, the very first thing that I do is to do an analysis of what the couple's relationship and communication patterns are. How are they communicating with each other? What are the observable ways that they communicate, right? That they're soothing each other by touch or in some way listening to what their partner has to say. And that's the second dimension. You want to be able to hear and demonstrate that you have heard your partner. So one of the ways that we do that is to use the couples dialogue, which is from the Imago work of Harville Hendrix and Helen Hunt, and using the Imago 3-step exercise of the couples dialogue will ensure that you have heard your person. The first step, and I've talked about this in another video, it'll be helpful to go over this because this is a foundational tool for communication. And this can exist in your business and in your relationship. And the very first thing that you're going to want to do when you hear your partner express something is to ensure that you've heard them by paraphrasing their words. It's called mirroring in the couples dialogue. And the mirroring process is very simple, and we oftentimes will complicate this, but the mirroring exercise is when we are saying the very words that our partner has said to us. We're using their words because their words are very important. Their words were chosen, they came out of your person's brain. And so by using their words, we communicate that we are safe. And not just that we're safe, but that we're interested. We really want to know our person by listening to what they have to say. And when we can then mirror back or paraphrase their words, it further ensures that we are considered safe and on our partner's team. So using your person's words, paraphrasing, is a way of really hearing your person. The same thing is going to hold true in your business. We've got to be able to really hear our customers. And there's so many ways that our customers talk to us that are not direct, right? If we're not using data in our businesses to help inform us of what our customers are asking for, then we're not giving ourselves the benefit of all of the information that our customers are providing for us. We've got to be able to hear them. And then we've got to be able to further mirror back what we hear them saying, use their words. It's a very direct way of communicating that we understand where our person and where our customers are coming from. Third, everyone in relationship wants to be known. In intimate relationships, we want to be known. We want our person, our partner, to really get us in the deepest way. And so how are we to let our person know that we know them? Well, we use all of our tools. We use all of our senses, and we pay attention, we track, we ask questions when we don't understand. Now, here's something that happens, I think, oftentimes with couples is that questions aren't really questions. Oftentimes, questions get posed as statements, but they're disguised as questions, and we've got to be really careful about presenting our own judgments in questions. If we really, really want to know our person, we have to ask important questions to get at what's important to them. So knowing our person, knowing our partner, and demonstrating that by relating to them in the ways that they prefer is extremely important. So How can you let your customers know that you know them? Well, again, we have to go back to our data. We have to go back to our very direct sales data. What are our people responding to? And then we have to be able to present, right? Because you are the expert in your field, whether you're providing a service or a product. You've got to be able to give your customers what it is that they want, but more important, what you know that they need. And that's a direct way of showing your customers that you know them. And additionally, you can do that with the people that you work with. How is it that you show the people that you work with that you know them? You've got to be able to pay attention to their preferences. And we can only do that really by observing people and taking good care in understanding the people that we work with. It's the single most important thing that keeps your staff on the job. You've got to be able to know them well enough that you can provide them with the means to meet their own goals. Yeah, absolutely. Your business goals are 100% important, but you also have to be able to present an opportunity for the people who work with you to meet their own personal goals. And that's very important in relationship. When we are for our person, when we are for our partner, they know that we are happy to help them meet their goals. It's one of the ways to demonstrate that you know your person. And finally, everyone in relationship wants to be wanted. It's a very, very important thing for us when we are intimate to know that we are bonded to another human being. We all have a longing for belonging, but in that belonging, we want to know that we are valued enough to be wanted, to be included. And what's the best way to do that with your partner? Well, how do you demonstrate to your partner that they are wanted? Well, again, we have to be able to communicate in their language. We have to know what their love language is. We have to understand what their preferences are. We have to know what energizes them. We have to know what turns them on and what turns them off. And when we can demonstrate that and let our person know that we want them over anyone else, and that we are invested in wanting them, that's how we create true intimacy in relationship. We can further do the very same thing in our businesses. How do we let our people know that we want them, that we value them, that without them, our business would not be our business? It would be some hobby that we volunteered for somewhere. But without customers who love us because we love them, and we demonstrate that we love them because we want them, having our customers fulfills our goals, our dreams, and the purpose of our business. And we've got to be able to demonstrate that to the people that we work with and the people that we work for. And additionally, in our relationships, when we can demonstrate to our person that we want them more than anything, we cut off all the loneliness that we experience in relationships, and we have true intimacy and true connection. And that's how we know your love works. Marianne Marlowe of This Love Works. See you soon.